I'm back. Are you sure you aren't afraid yet? Well, this tale will give Santa Claus rain fears. I call this snow chilling tale Silent Night. Amber was in the kitchen making hot chocolate with marshmallows. The smell coming from her dark blue mug reminded her of roasting marshmallows for s'mores at a campfire. She took a sip of her hot chocolate and the tip of her tongue rushed back into her mouth as if she was a frog capturing a fly to eat. Amber thought about drinking the hot chocolate again. The taste of melted chocolate would fill her taste buds with delight. Burning her tongue would be worth it, but she decided not to take the risk and carried her mug into the living room. Her television was connected to her Amazon Fire Stick. Amber didn't like anything that was actually on cable. She placed her mug on the table close to the sofa and picked up her remote. She navigated to Netflix and began to watch the Christmas movie, Jingle All the Way. She didn't decide to watch a scary movie because she was home alone and it was the middle of December. Christmas was only a few weeks away and she was super excited about the holiday this year. She told her parents what she wanted and they promised to get it for her if she got good grades. Well, Amber did an amazing job on her report card and satisfied her parents' wishes. Speaking of her parents, she looked outside and noticed the snow was falling very heavy. The ground looked as if a truck crashed and spilled cotton balls everywhere. She knew her parents were going to get home late from their date, and she was in no hurry to call them. Her parents left a $20 bill on the kitchen table and a note attached to it saying, "Honey, get something to eat if you're hungry. Don't forget to tip the driver. Love, Mom and Dad." No longer looking out the window, she picked up her mug and drank the hot chocolate. She imagined thousands of Hershey chocolate kisses sliding down her throat into her stomach. She thought she might get chocolate fever from all of the hot chocolate she has been drinking. Her classmate Dina told her about chocolate fever once. Amber and Dina were in the lunchroom talking about fifth grade gossip when Amber took out a Twix and Snicker bar. She devoured the chewy Snickers bar and was on her way to demolish the Twix when Dina interrupted her and said, "Amby, you're going to get chocolate fever." "Chocolate what, DB?" "Chocolate fever. It's a sickness that you can get from eating too much chocolate. Your face will grow zits full of chocolate and your farts will smell like peanut butter. But even worse than that, you will get a headache that can only be cured by eating broccoli. And who likes eating broccoli?" Amber looked down at her chocolate bar and imagined if it turned into a stalk of broccoli. She dropped it on the floor and picked it up. She wasn't supposed to eat it, but you know how the old saying goes. God makes dirt, and dirt don't hurt. When her flashback ended, she placed the empty mug back down, and at the corner of her eye, she saw something in her living room window. It looked like someone was standing outside of the window. She turned her head to get a better view and saw a stranger staring outside her window, wearing a Santa Claus outfit. He was smiling at her while holding an axe in his hand. She turned back and faced the TV, thinking it was just her imagination. Maybe Amber was getting chocolate fever. Her heart turned into a bunny, but not a chocolate Easter bunny, but a rabbit hopping across the forest. She turned back around and he was still there. She pulled her hoodie from her sweater up and put it on her head. She pulled the strings on the sweater and could only see a portion of the television. She didn't have a blanket, but a sweater would work, right? She thought. Covering your face always made the monsters go away. A blanket was the best weapon against the monster in your closet. It was a child's magical silver bullet that got rid of anything scary. All you had to do was put the blanket over your head and it was gone. She sat with her sweater pulled tightly over her head for a while. When she turned her head, peeping out of the little hole her hood made in front of her face, the stranger was gone. She pulled the hood off very slowly and got up off of the sofa. She thought her feet fell asleep, but no. Her heart was now beating at the bottom of her feet. It made it difficult for her to walk, so she tiptoed into the kitchen. She checked to see if the back door was locked. As she was walking to the back door, it felt like time slowed down. She reached for the door handle and it was locked. She sighed and went back towards the living room when she heard a noise coming from upstairs. To check on the noise would be stupid, she thought. She would just wait down here until her parents came back, and whatever the noise was would be gone by the time the parents got back, right? They had to come back soon, and the noise had to disappear. She decided that she was going to text her parents and call the cops and just hide somewhere safe until someone came to help. But her phone was upstairs in her bedroom. Amber didn't know what to do. The noise sounded like someone was walking around upstairs. Maybe they were finding some place to hide, waiting for Amber to come upstairs. She didn't want to go back on the couch. Having her back turned towards the staircase gave her goosebumps, and the window being so close to the couch only added to her fright. She decided she was going to face forward. She was going to face the staircase instead of hiding. She picked up a fireplace poker and held it up to her chest. Amber looked like a soldier standing guard. The noise came from upstairs again. She held the weapon tighter as she backed closer towards the chimney. The noise came again, this time very low. The footsteps were soft. She wondered if it was the squirrel making noise on the roof. She got down on one knee and put her head inside of the chimney just to check to see what that noise was. Jingle bells, it's cold outside. I'm watching you with my eyes. Amber heard the voice before she saw the stranger's eyes and red Santa Claus jacket. His whispers traveled down the pole like a firefighter into her ears. Amber realized whoever that was looking into the window was now on the roof, and he was trying to climb down the chimney. She ran upstairs into her bedroom. She locked the door and hid under the bed while she texted her parents and called the police. She stayed under the bed until the cops came. She heard the police sirens and looked out of her window. A few seconds later, her parents showed up. She opened the window and said she was coming downstairs. The police said, "You have no need to worry. We're here now. You will be safe." And her parents said the same thing. She felt the same. She knew that nothing else would happen, that the stranger had to be gone, that her parents were now home, so all of her fears would disappear. As she unlocked her bedroom door, she stepped forward into the hallway. Her feet became wet and muddy. She looked down and saw muddy and snowy footprints outside of her bedroom door. And as she was about to walk out and run downstairs, she saw something red at the corner of her eye.